the first Congo War happened, then the second Congo War happened. And I think during the time the second Congo War happened, that's the time when our families kind of left Congo. But it was really dire in the fact where villages were being set ablaze. Soldiers were coming into homes and just killing people. Rape was used as a war weapon. Children were being recruited as soldiers, as young as, the very, very young kids, 2, 3, 4, 7, 10, recruited as soldiers and taught how to kill, taught how to rape and all these things as part of this internal conflict. And so it really traces back, and now fast forwarding to today, like these things are still in play, and a lot of that has caused that internal displacement.
What are some of the challenges for the displacement in the country, whether it's in terms of finance, whether it's in terms of sanitation, or whether it's in terms of education, or just shelter in general? Like, what are some challenges of the Congolese people who don't have the will or the option to leave the country?
Well, they face a huge humanitarian crisis, because where they go to, there isn't a lot of help for them, actually. A lot of kids they don't survive because they are malnutrition, because there's not enough food, there's no jobs. The economy in Congo is really terrible because of bad leadership, centuries of bad leadership, right? The economy is really bad, so there's no jobs for a lot of these families, even as they're getting displaced. So a lot of them are victims to the armed groups. Like, there's actually a study that said that 1 in 10 girl is likely to get sexually assaulted by an armed group. 1 in 10 girls, like that's a really startling statistic. So there's a lot of suffering. There's a lot of suffering, whether it comes to security or even when it comes to humanitarian. Like, there's no food, there's no jobs. School is not even really an option for a lot of people. So it's really sad.
It's very, very hard even to take a picture, as you say, like in terms of like small kids get recruited like into armed conflict, like military, especially like young girls and also women. They become even like very, very big weapon in terms of the war.
It's a war weapon.
Like, exactly, like being raped, being sexually abused. Speaking of that, I believe in Bukavu, there's this gentleman, Dennis, who established like a hospital in terms of helping the women of sexually assaulted and sexually abused. And he's been doing that for many years. And sometimes even get maybe authority or maybe other level groups of arms.
That's honestly a very sad reality, because there's so many people that want to help, right? And maybe even have the means to help, but because of that fear of colliding with these armed groups, some people hold back, and it's really sad. It's really sad. Like, I know even like in some areas of Congo, like there's an Ebola outbreak, and because of these armed groups, some of the humanitarian aid can't even reach those people. It's a really sad reality, but I do love the work that Dennis is doing.
Let's talk about in terms of those Congolese who leave the country-wise. Among them, which countries do they end up finding shelter, whether it's in Africa or around the world? Is there some of like hotspot where there's like a majority of Congolese as a result of the moving around?
Yeah, so in a lot of the neighboring countries, like Uganda has a very large refugee camps that are full of Congolese people. And the really sad thing is that Uganda is the third world, it's a third world country, doesn't have enough to even support its own people. So the refugees living in Uganda, they really, really suffer. And actually in the documentary, if people go and watch it, you'll hear like some of the stories from some refugees, Uganda refugees, and the difficulties that they're facing, right? So yeah, Uganda is really a hot spot. And a lot of Congolese people they try to move to South Africa because South Africa is kind of relatively better in terms of like opportunities and every lot. But I think that there needs to be a more sustainable effort to help these refugees in these countries, because a lot of times what happens is, like, I remember I was in a refugee camp at once upon a time, like when xenophobia happened in South Africa. I remember all we got was just, food trucks coming with food. And
man, that was a very, very scary time. It's like we were refugees, but then we became refugees again. After all this many years, like establishing yourself, like it was a very chaotic time.
It was a really, really scary time.